G'day folks, Peter Jung for Fishing Monthly Magazines and www.Tacklejunkie.fish. So Tacklejunkie is the testing arm of the magazine, and I'm out here on Lake Kawangbar today testing some lures from SFT Tackle or SFT Lures. The distributor is SWL Distribution, Steve Lewis down in South Australia. Saw these guys at the AFTA trade show last year and they really looked the part, so thought I'd come here to Kawangbar today, give them a good test, hopefully the fish cooperate. So there we go, SFT Lures. Let's see if the Kawangbar bass want to cooperate. Oh, there we go. A little bit late, but we got him eventually. You were meant to bite when I was doing the intro. There's another fish on that Swiftbait. Trying to do an introduction to show you people what I'm testing today. So that's the bib lure, a Swiftbait. Comes in suspending and sinking, I believe. There you go, the bass at Kawangbar like it. So what I've been doing with this Swiftbait is actually letting it get to the bottom, because it's got that little rocking action, and then you give it a few quick winds, and then I'll let it get back down to the bottom again. And what I found is once it's on the bottom and I start winding it off, then these fish have just been smashing it. So sinks reasonably quickly. Yeah, the fish have been reacting it really well. So to give you an idea of the situation we're in here, is ultimately we're in about 10 foot of water. Actually drops off into the creek bed here in the lake, so it looks like we're in the middle of nowhere, but we're actually fishing that upslope of where it goes to about 20 feet and then it jumps back up again. So what I'm trying to do with this is, when the wind's not blowing me helter-skelter, is just slowly creep this lure, let it sink back to the bottom. Like I said, that little jiggling motion works a treat. There you go, there's a bite, and there's a fish. And that was as it was dropping, so on that jiggle. Nice. They're just sitting on that little gradual upslope, taking these lures, and they are just absolutely hammering them too, just quietly. So SFT Swiftbait, so that's a sinking hard body. This guy's playing up a bit. And like I said, for me, I'm just letting him drop back to the bottom and almost fishing it like a, and it's just a beautiful bass. Almost fishing it a bit like a soft plastic retrieve. Bring him around here into the sunlight. Show you that lure in his mouth. As you can see, he's just absolutely hammered that. There's the front treble in the corner of the mouth. Any bass fisherman would be happy with a fish like that. Yeah. Hey, on the drop. That's cool. That is seriously cool, eh? So I've changed lures. basically, I think this is called a Fisherswift. So it's a sinking stick bait. And in reality it has no action whatsoever. But when it drops it shimmers. This is actually a half decent fish that I've got on here, I think. So when it's dropping it's doing this. More sideways on but anything else. But so what I'm doing is I'm almost hopping it like a plastic. And this fish here has just absolutely smashed it as it was shimmering down. So oh, you wouldn't believe it. No way. Wow. Back on the Fisherswift, and let's see if we can keep this one connected. I don't think this is anywhere near the fish that I had on before. In fact, I guarantee it's nowhere near the fish that I had on before. But he's playing up now, so hopefully I can actually show you this fish and this lure. So get that net ready. Just take your time, I think. There he is. Oh wow. Here I am thinking it's not that good a fish. That's a beautiful fish. Oh. And there's that Fisherswift right in the corner of the jaw. So as I head back over to where those fish were, just wanted to show you that lure. So I said it's just a stick bait sinking, and it sinks pretty quickly. I do have some cutaway footage of that. Hopefully I can edit that into this, but and it basically shimmies down, does this as it drops through the water. All I've been doing is throwing it out, letting it get to the bottom, hop it like a plastic, or giving it a quick rip, and that one actually grabbed it on the rip. So cool little thing. SFT Lures. There's a touch. Yep, there you go. There you go. Pretty happy with that. It did pretty much exactly what I said it was going to. Oh, another solid fish too, just quietly. All these fish are just sitting on this drop off, so it goes from about 10 feet into 20 odd feet. And they're just sitting in there happily. Look at that, he's hammered that too. Both sets of hooks. He said very much, I want to eat that. Beautiful. Oh, that gives me a shower from the trouble. Thank you very much. Oh, Stu's on. Stu's out here helping me test these lures today. Oh, and there you go. Double hookup. Mine was on the pause. Oh, the double hookup while you and I are next to each other is perfect. I know this much, these lures have done exactly what I thought they would do. He's just swimming with it.
He just swam at you.
He literally, he had it, and I thought, oh no, he's come off, and he was just swimming towards me.
Head shaking, trying to get rid of it.
He's saying, I've got a swift bait right across my mouth, I would suggest. spot on in suggesting that too. Whee. You can just come off if you want to, but I don't think you can because you're just so well hooked, aren't you? Look at that, 2 sets of hooks. Whee. There we go. Mr. Stew's on as well. I was just waiting to unhook this fish until he hooked up.
And he's hooked pretty much like yours.
Oh, we might get a photo of that, Mr. Stew, so we've got a picky of that one with you in it. Tap, tap. Got it. There you go. One more cast and we'll see what happens. We'll get ourselves a fish. Oh. Tell you what, that little shimmy on the drop must just say to him, eat me. That was cool. So Kongwa is not renowned for really big fish, but I've got one. I've got an absolute corker here. Oh, wow, and that hook is so close to coming out. Wow. I just want to show you this fish. Check that out. That is a thumper for Kongwa. There's that Fisherswift in its mouth. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Really, really nice fish. Hopefully So this is this little lure that I'm talking about. They call it the Little Smart Jig. I've just put a little paddle tail plastic onto it, but it's basically sort of a lead head with a bit of a skirt and a worm hook. Really looks the part actually, so it'd be interesting to see. I think you'd almost get a fish on that just with the skirt without the plastic, but I've put the plastic on there just to give it a little bit more of something for the fish to bite on. So let's throw them over there. We've got a few fish sort of sitting under us here, so let it get to the bottom and I'll just roll it back and we'll see what happens. And we're on. So there you go, that's the first fish on that Little Smart Jig. Doesn't feel like it's overly huge, but gotta start somewhere. Just giving up the ghost a bit here, this fish, so it's obviously a tiny one. Right. He was just playing with me. Show yourself. Oh no, he's actually a lot bigger than I expected him to be. I'll just bring him this side, keep him away from Stu over there who's helping me out today. And I tell you what, for a fish that size, Stu, it's a nice fish. That'll be mid-30s. One thing I love about these worm hooks is they always get the fish in the corner of the mouth, eh? First fish on that Little Smart Jig. Hooked nicely in the corner of the jaw. Didn't feel all that big to begin with, but once it came near the kayak and saw me, naturally it ran away, so it's a good way to start. Very nice. So I hope that's given you an insight into SFT lures. The Kongwa bass certainly have enjoyed them. If you want to know more about them, check them out in your local tackle store. There is a website, sftaustralia.com, or get hold of Steve Lewis, and I'm sure his number is on the website. So SFT Lures, get a thumbs up from me. Peter Jung signing off from Fishing Monthly magazines, and Tacklejunkie.fish.